Modern banks sit on massive amounts of data, yet millions of people remain entirely locked out of the financial system because that information is trapped in disconnected silos. This creates a blind spot known as credit invisibility. When individuals lack a formal credit history, like a traditional bank loan or a credit card, legacy institutions have no framework to see or evaluate them. Compounding this blindness is the physical weight of the system itself. Traditional banking relies on centralized server farms that require constant, expensive manual intervention to fix latency and keep the network running. The extreme infrastructure costs required to maintain those central servers create a harsh mathematical reality. Banks cannot afford the financial risk of exploring unknown consumer bases. Building more banks is a flawed solution. You cannot force a centralized, expensive model to reach people it was never built to serve. The underlying cost-to-serve ratio has to be dismantled. To actually bank the unbanked, the architecture must pivot. The system needs to run at a fraction of the current cost, while using a mechanism that automatically identifies the people who are currently invisible. That shift requires replacing centralized servers with a decentralized cloud fabric. Instead of data resting in isolated hubs, every device and point-of-sale terminal becomes a live data emitter. These constant automated data streams act as a real-time health monitor for the entire financial network. Instant telemetry means the network detects a failed transaction the second it happens, bypassing the need for manual server checks. The system proactively resolves latency issues before they cascade into wider network failures, essentially outsourcing its own maintenance to the network itself. This graph illustrates the economic impact of that shift. While the overhead for centralized models scales alongside user growth, the cost of running the decentralized network flattens out as volume increases. By turning every end-user touchpoint into an automated diagnostic sensor, the ecosystem drops its operating costs, creating the financial runway required to bring on new users. That same automated telemetry stream works on the ground level to solve the system's blind spot. The network captures non-traditional data. Routine actions like mobile utility payments, rural edge ATM flows, and community transactions are now measurable signals. Instead of losing that information in separate databases, these disparate data points flow directly into a single unified analytics plane. Here, the system builds synthetic credit identities. It aggregates those alternative data points to assess a user's risk profile without relying on legacy credit bureaus. This diagram shows how fragmented daily habits converge into an underwritable identity. The platform uses these profiles to approve microloans based on recorded behavioral patterns. The decentralized signal chain takes demographics that traditional institutions write off as unprofitable and makes them highly visible participants simply by validating what they do every day. Operating an automated infrastructure alongside a highly visible user base allows the platform to achieve scale without mass. This visualization shows dynamic scaling. Big data models predict peak usage times, and cloud resources expand automatically to handle volume, eliminating wasted spending. Decentralized data also serves as connective tissue, cross-pollinating insights between seemingly unrelated services to expand the scope of products offered. This pulls the ecosystem away from broad, static banking products. Instead, it relies on continuous learning loops to build hyper-personalized, micro-niche services. For instance, real-time data gathered from student housing payments in Nigeria can be used to instantly spin up targeted savings and staking products tailored specifically for that local community. This architecture functions as an automated intelligence layer, remapping its internal connections based on the real-time movement of capital and data across the ecosystem. By embedding data into every single workflow, raw transaction history becomes an inherent advantage. It drives digital inclusion, wipes out manual operating costs, and rewires the economics of who gets to participate in modern finance.